You need to fill the silence. Just say the word when you're ready to talk.
Okay, my first question is that what does negotiation mean to you, and why is it important in everyday situation?
Good one. For me, negotiation is about finding a sweet spot where everyone feels heard and gets a little bit of what they want. It's not necessarily about winning, but more about crafting an outcome that works for all involved. As for why it's important, it's in everyday life. Every You're welcome. Glad I could offer something useful. Anything else on your mind? Or are
Yes,
you good for now?
yes. How can good communication
Okay.
improve your ability to negotiate effectively?
Good communication is like the foundation of any good negotiation. It's not just about talking a lot, but really hearing the other person, understanding their needs and where they're coming from. When you can clearly articulate your own position and actively listen to theirs, it builds trust and opens up space for creative solutions. Plus, knowing how to ask the right questions helps you uncover what's truly important to them, which gives you leverage to find mutually beneficial outcomes.
Okay,
So that's
please give some explanation.
okay. You mean like expanding on how good communication leads to those win-win outcomes?
Yes.
Sure. Think about it. If you're a clear communicator, you can express your needs and boundaries without being aggressive. That's less likely to put the other person on the defensive. And if you're a good listener, you can pick up on subtle cues about what they really want, even if they don't say it directly. Then you can start brainstorming solutions that address both of your needs instead of just trying to get what you want at their expense. It's about shifting from a me versus you mindset to a how can we solve this together mindset. That's where those 100% outcomes come from, where everyone feels like they've gained something. Does that make sense?
Thank you. Why is active listening considered one of most powerful tools during a negotiation?
Oh, active listening is huge. It's way more than just being quiet while the other person talks. It's about actually absorbing what they're saying, both the words and the emotions behind them. Why is it so powerful? Because it shows respect, builds trust, and this is the big one, gives you information. When someone feels truly heard, they're more likely to be open and honest. They might reveal their priorities, their concerns, or even what they're willing to compromise on. It also lets you clarify anything you didn't understand. You're not just reacting to their words, you're understanding the whole picture.
Okay.
It's like getting a secret cheat code for the negotiation.
How can
All
understanding the
right.
other
Anything about that
how can understanding the other person's needs and motivations lead to better outcomes?
Okay, that's a really key point. Understanding their needs and motivations is basically unlocking the whole negotiation. If you know what truly drives them, is it money, recognition, a sense of control, a good relationship, you can tailor your approach to appeal to those things. It shifts the conversation from what you want to what they need, and suddenly you're finding ways to satisfy both sides. It allows you to offer something that's actually valuable to them, even if it doesn't cost you much. And it makes them more likely to reciprocate and find value in what you're offering. It's a bit like knowing their secret language and being able to speak it.
Okay, what role does emotional control play in reaching successful agreements?
Emotional control is massive. Like, seriously, negotiations can get heated, right? Things can feel personal. If you let your emotions dictate your actions, you're going to make rash decisions you'll regret. Being able to stay calm, even when you're feeling frustrated or challenged, allows you to think clearly, assess the situation objectively, and respond strategically. It prevents you from saying things you'll take back, and it prevents the other person from shutting down. It projects an image of competence and confidence. Basically, it keeps you in the driver's seat instead of letting your feelings wreck the car.
How can you prepare yourself before entering any negotiation, big or small?
Good question. Prep work is huge. Okay, first, define your goals. What's the BEST possible outcome? What's the minimum you'll accept? Then research the other party. What do you know about their needs, priorities, and negotiating style? Think about their perspective. Next, brainstorm possible solutions and concessions. What are you willing to give up to get what you want? And finally, practice. If it's a big negotiation, role play it with a friend. Even for small ones, just mentally walk through different scenarios. Basically, you want to walk in feeling confident and prepared, not scrambling to figure things out on the fly.
Okay,
Does that make sense?
why is knowing your best alternative to a negotiated agreement useful in daily negotiations?
That's a really good question. And it's something a lot of people overlook. Knowing your BATNA, best alternative to a negotiated agreement, is like having a power source. It gives you confidence because you know you have options. The negotiation isn't going your way. You're not desperate to accept a bad deal because you know you can walk away and pursue your alternative. It sets your reservation point, the line you won't cross. Without knowing your BATNA, you might settle for less than you deserve. It helps you evaluate offers objectively instead of being swayed by pressure or emotion.
How does
It's empowering, basically.
how does building trust and rapport influence the negotiation process?
Building trust and rapport is like the lubricant for the whole negotiation. It makes everything smoother. When you've established a connection with the other person, they're more likely to be collaborative and cooperative. They're more willing to share information, make concessions, and work with you to find solutions that benefit everyone. It shifts the dynamic from adversarial to one of problem solving. People are more likely to give you the benefit of the doubt and be more forgiving of small mistakes. Doesn't mean you're being soft, it just means you're building a foundation for a positive outcome. It makes the whole process less stressful and more productive, honestly.
What are some common mistakes people make during negotiation and how can they avoid them?
Ooh, good one. There are a few biggies. First, getting emotionally invested, as we talked about. Stay calm. Second, focusing on positions instead of interests. What do I mean by that? Someone might say, I need $50,000. That's a position. But the underlying interest might be, I need financial security. Focus on the why not, just the what. Third, making the first offer without gathering enough information, you might lowball them or anchor the negotiation at a disadvantage. Not listening actively, you miss crucial cues and opportunities. And finally, being afraid to walk away. Know your BATNA and don't be afraid to use it to avoid these. Prep, practice emotional regulation, focus on understanding their needs, and be confident in your value.
Okay, why is it important to aim for a win-win outcomes rather than trying to win the argument?
That's a fundamental point. Trying to win the argument often creates resentment and damages relationships. A win win outcome where both sides feel like they've gained something builds trust and fosters long term cooperation. When someone feels like they've been taken advantage of, they're less likely to work with you in the future. Win win solutions are often more creative and sustainable. They address the underlying needs of both parties instead of just satisfying one at the expense of the other. It's about building bridges, not burning them. And honestly, in the long run, those strong relationships and collaborative solutions are way more valuable than a short term win.
Okay, how does body language affect the tone of a negotiation?
Body language speaks volumes, honestly. It can make or break a negotiation. Maintaining eye contact shows confidence and sincerity. Open posture, unfolded arms, relaxed shoulders, signals openness and receptiveness. Mirroring the other person's body language can create a sense of rapport. Avoiding fidgeting or crossing your arms can prevent you from appearing defensive or untrustworthy. But it's not just about what you do, it's about reading their body language too.
Okay,
Are they leaning in
I
or
got,
pulling away?
I got the point. Thank you very much for your conversation. Goodbye.
Oh, well, all right.